Good evening. Please stand for the singing of the Philippine National Anthem.
Bayang magiliw, perlas ng silanganan, alab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay.
Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting.
Sa manlulupi, di ka pasisingil.
Sa dagat ang tulog, sa simoy at sa langit mong lugaw. May dilag ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal.
Ang iskap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagdidingding.
Ang bituin at araw na kailan pa may di magdidilim. Mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Good evening, everyone. You may now take your seats. That was such a beautiful rendition of the Philippine National Anthem. I love the video. I got goosebumps all over my body. Oh my gosh.
I was just intimidated by the last notes. It was just that one that it was so high.
It's
I'm just
too
like,
high
oh,
for
you know,
you.
I'm gonna stop singing at that point, and just leave it to all of you professional singers in the house. And with that, good evening, everybody.
Good evening, everyone, and we welcome you to the 2024 UN Women Philippines WEPs Awards. My name is Inka Magnaye.
Oh, hello, Inka Magnaye.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Justin Quirino. It's so nice to be with you all tonight. It is our absolute pleasure to be here with the United Nations and UN Women tonight. First of all, can you give UN Women a big round of applause? What an honor really it is to be on stage
It is.
with the Inka Magnaye.
Oh my gosh, with the Justin Quirino.
Oh, stop it. Oh, stop it. But tonight, of course, we are going to be recognizing exemplary practices, embracing the women's empowerment principles here in the Philippines.
Exactly. And tonight we celebrate the transformative power of gender equality and innovation in business. Individuals and organizations who are committed to advancing gender equality and women's economic empowerment.
I mean, we need economic empowerment in general, you know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
that's what we need right now in the world today. And so, especially tonight, we're going to be shining the light on some wonderful ladies and all of their accomplishments. And you know what? These efforts are a testament to our collective pursuit of achieving inclusive growth and shared success, fostering a future where everyone, regardless of gender, can thrive. And this, of course, is a very, very exciting evening for me, and I'm sure for you, Inka, and everybody else here.
I just want to say I'm so happy that you're joining me here on stage to help me honor the women here of UN Women's Philippines Awards. It's such a pleasure to have you as an ally with us.
Thank you,
truly.
thank you. Every time we say that, I just want to say, let's go. Let's give it up for the ladies. Let's go, ladies.
Yes, indeed.
That's going to be my rule here tonight, okay? Here we go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is definitely going to be a night to remember. Now, besides the regular categories, we will be awarding a new category at tonight's ceremony.
Additionally, we will be launching Lab,
Yes.
and this initiative aims to foster private sector innovations and concretize actions that advance gender equality and women's
Beautiful.
empowerment, building more inclusive economies across the region.
Yes, we will also be introducing new signatories of the Women Empowerment Principles, or the WEPs, symbolizing their powerful pledge to champion gender equality across all facets of business. We're talking within the workplace, in the marketplace, in the community, and everywhere else.
In all the places, Inka.
All the places.
Let's put them all in, okay? We're all about inclusivity here, okay? And to officially start our program, we'd planned for Mr. Gustavo Gonzalez, resident coordinator of the UN Philippines, to deliver our welcome remarks. However, due to prior work commitments, he wasn't able to join us today. But instead, we are very, very fortunate to have the head of the UN Resident Coordinator's Office in the Philippines here to deliver the welcome remarks on his behalf. Ladies and gentlemen, let's please welcome Mr. Matija Kovac. Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay.
Excellent pronunciation of my name. Thank you.
Thank you. We practiced it. Thank you. Thank you.
So, gender equality champions, allow me to start with that, and I'll just say all protocol observed. Good evening. It is really my great pleasure to welcome you on behalf of the UN Resident Coordinator, Gustavo Gonzalez, to the 2024 Philippines Women's Empowerment Principles Awards and the launch of the Gender Action Lab, supported by the Australian Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade. RC Gonzalez recalls that the first time he met the key champions of these awards was during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, and it was one of the first initiatives he took on as the UN Philippines Resident Coordinator, so he really regrets that he's not able to join you today. But fast forward to today, and on its third installment already, this ceremony really remains a testament to the incredible efforts of the private sector in promoting gender equality and women's economic empowerment. It is really inspiring to see that our work together in advancing gender equality is really progressing so rapidly. Just last week, we welcomed the 15-point Women's Workers Agenda, which will help us rethink our approaches to current and future labor challenges through gender-based perspectives in the Philippines. Tonight, we have the privilege to honor the best practices from the private sector that address the critical inequalities experienced by women in the workplace. This is the kind of multilateral and multi-partner approach that we really need to foster so that development remains inclusive and sustainable. We must maintain this strong momentum for our workers and especially women. Our joint mission, which is also at the core of the United Nations, is really to create an inclusive and equitable workplace where every woman and every girl can thrive, leaving, as you know, no one behind. It is deeply rooted in the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and all 17 Sustainable Development and Empower All Women and Girls. Colleagues, gender equality is a cross-cutting goal in all of the SDGs. Progress in any goal is inseparably linked to advances in gender equality. And this is fully embedded also in the UN Sustainable Development Cooperation Framework 24-28, which the United Nations in the Philippines signed with the government last year to align our country team interventions with the acceleration of the SDGs. The framework outlines our strategic vision developed through a partnership between UN Women and the UN Global Compact. It is a robust framework that guides businesses in fostering gender equality within their respective organizations. Tonight, we are recognizing exemplary efforts of companies and individuals who have adopted these principles, proving that gender equality and women's economic empowerment are catalysts for economic and social transformation. We honor those who have gone above and beyond. and your leadership and dedication serve as an inspiration to all of us. You demonstrate that gender equality is not just an aspirational goal, but a tangible, business-critical reality. We are thrilled to witness the rapid growth in the WEP community in the Philippines, many of whom are here tonight. We are really proud to see that we are building a strong alliance, and in the Asia Pacific alone, the signatories have grown four times from 2019 to 2024. We should take full advantage of this strong momentum. As mentioned earlier, we are also launching the Young Women's New Transformative Initiative, the Gender Action Lab, which is a dynamic platform where we can identify, advocate, and scale up multi-stakeholder interventions to really introduce reforms for women in the labor sector. We hope it will serve as a jump-off point for the private sector, the government, and other key partners to transform commitments into concrete action. I encourage everyone to explore and make the most of the Gender Action Lab. This is our opportunity to work together and introduce meaningful change that will benefit women in the workplace. It goes without saying that the United Nations in the Philippines remains committed and enthusiastic to supporting all our partners in these endeavors. While not everyone will be an award winner tonight, please remember that you are all champions. Your active stance in support of leaving no one behind is already the biggest win. You drive the lasting change that we need. Thank you very much and have a wonderful night.
All right, thank you so much, Mattia. You know, he was mentioning, I heard it correctly, like the Gender Action Lab, right?
Yes.
Yeah? I just noticed now, Gender Action Lab, that's G-A-L, that's gal.
Gal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did they plan that? It seems to fit perfectly, right?
It does.
It's just swell. I love it,
Yeah.
I love it. Another big round of applause for Mattia, please. Palapakan po natin siya. Thank you so much for officially opening today's event and for delivering those very, very insightful remarks.
Yes, and now to share her opening remarks, please welcome on stage the officer in charge, program coordinator of the UN Women Philippines. Please welcome Ms. Athena Denise Galao.
Hi, thanks Inka. Thank
evening.
you. Hi, good evening. Magandang gabi po. Magandang gabi. Gutom na tayo? Konti. Pero magandang gabi po. Salamat po sa pagdalo ngayong gabi. Alam ko, you braved traffic. Some of you are from... Talaga naman si Ma'am. Ate Agnes. No, but thank you so much for being here. I'm standing in very big shoes because our program coordinator, Lenlen Messina, who should have been here, is in her home and recovering well. But in behalf of the whole UN Women team, it has really been a privilege to be working closely with a lot of you to really drive action. So let me just say that tonight, it's not just a celebration, right? It's also a call to action to drive more and harness the positive energy that the private sector can deliver on gender equality. So my background is not private sector engagement, so that's not my background. My background is on climate and disasters. So all of us know that the country has been experiencing series of typhoons in the last month. How many? Does anyone know? Yes, 6. It's 6 typhoons back to back, unprecedented typhoons. So what it does tell us is that there are so much growing challenges. Climate crises, you have economic uncertainty, social inequalities, and our ability to respond to resilience and innovation is more critical than ever. So having said that, because we were just having a discussion in their small room earlier about having the intersection of gender equality and climate. And what we see now is that we don't have to work in silos. And this has to be done hand in hand because gender equality is really fundamental and a lever for sustainability, as Mattia also mentioned. So but we know, of course, that a lot of the barriers exist. I mean, but not in this room, I guess, because we're predominantly women in this room, but of course we have our men allies. But there are still challenges that exist, and our partners from PCW does have a lot of data on it. But having said that, there is really a need to really strengthen that, bridge that action gap. And we have an opportunity. So the WEPs Awards is one of those things that we really can drive a little bit of push, or actually not a little, further push. So the WEPs principles provides a framework for embedding gender equality across value chains, from the workplace to the marketplace to the communities. I know that's the tagline of WEPs, so you probably heard that so many times being here. So just to report back, over 2,000 companies in Asia has been engaged in the WEPs, and there's many more that's being included. And tonight, we do celebrate their bold actions and recognize their leadership and commitment to advance women's economic empowerment. But also tonight, it's a back-to-back night because we have the WEPs Award, and Inka was talking about GAL. Yeah, it is named GAL, and obviously it's UN Women, no? So you kind of know why it's GAL. So it is a bold initiative supported by our partners from DFAT. And of course, we don't stop at awards. We really anticipate and really look at continuously engaging in more robust actions and best practices that can be replicated. We always hear the word replicate and scalable because that's what we need to do now. I mean, we do our pilots, but we really need to scale up because the challenges are massive. I just want to really thank our partners, DFAT, IBPAP, PBCWE. I know you are there somewhere. Our people from RCO, thank you, Mattia. Our Chair Ermi from PCW, you have always been steadfast in supporting the work on gender equality in the country and really have been instrumental in bringing the Philippines' voice across the region and globally. So I will not take much more of your time because I know you're pretty hungry, but I think we do have a clear path amongst us towards a goal. And of course, as being a climate DRR person, I would say together, we can transform resilience, you probably hear that buzzword a lot, into an actual lived reality for businesses, community.
And this is important because, often there is a bit of warm fuzziness when we talk about achieving gender equality and getting our pay gaps narrowed. But it's actually not a warm, fuzzy issue. It's fundamental to actually tackling the major challenges the world faces today. We cannot afford for our leaders and our business leaders as well to say, we've got so many problems like climate change, conflict, potential trade war, that we don't have time for gender equality. Because that would be a very wrong way of thinking about gender equality and what it is that we are here to do today. Gender equality is the pathway to solution for those problems. Without the half of the world's population putting their minds, putting their bodies, putting their effort into solving those problems, because we get the equal right at the table as our counterparts in men, well, guess what? The world is going to be only half able to solve the problems. That's really what we are talking about here today. Australia and the Philippines, we are actually world leaders when it comes to gender equality. The latest report shows, this is the gender gap report, in fact, that Australia went up 19 places from 43rd to now 24th. And yet, even in Australia, our national gender pay gap remains at an unacceptable 12%. 12%. women get paid 12% less than men for doing exactly the same job in Australia. In the Philippines, the same report shows that you dropped to 25th place from 19th in 2022. And female labour force participation has also stagnated over the past 20 years and is now lower than most of your neighbours at only 47.3%. So as you can see, we still have a lot of work to do. Now, the Australian government is absolutely committed to take the Philippines for our wonderful friends, partners, and neighbours. In Australia, we recently introduced a new policy requiring employers with 100 workers or more to publish gender pay gaps. Because you know what they say, you measure what really matters, and it will change their behaviour. In the Philippines, we have recently launched the Australia-Philippines Development Partnership Plan to support the Philippine government's ambition to intensify your efforts to promote gender equality. And this plan sets out a framework for 5 years. So we're not here as a fleeting friend. As you know, we are here to stay. We have been here for a long time, and we are going to stay for a long time. So this is what this is all about. And so since 2021, Australia has been proud to partner with UN Women to implement the Women's Empowerment Principles, otherwise known as WEPs. And we are also thrilled to support the establishment of GAL. But government cannot change the dial on gender equality alone. And that's why it is so wonderful to see so many of you from the business sector here tonight. And I can see my friend Joe Cott there as well in the audience. As a major employer and part of the economy, the private sector has a vital role in addressing gender equality in the workplace and promoting women's economic empowerment globally. Just think about the power you have in how you are able to set the tone in your workplace about what gender equality means to your business and to working together. That is really empowering stuff. And this is exactly what we need to happen for us to really get to the crux of what we are talking about today. So, you know, the business case for workplace gender equality is also clear, right? You are a bunch of really smart people. You've done your sums. And you know that gender equality equals better business profitability. But not everyone is as smart as you. And as a result of that, there are a bunch of businesses that are missing out on this opportunity. So much so that, in fact, McKinsey Global Institute reported that if women and men participated equally in the economy, as much as $28 trillion US dollars, just think about that, $28 trillion US dollars could be added to our global GDP by 2025. And you know, that's an annual figure. So that's what we are talking about here. And we need to encourage the rest of the business sector to jump on this, right? Because not only is it the right thing to do, it's a smart thing to do. And so this is why tonight is so important. We recognize those that are contributing significantly to advancing gender equality, and we celebrate the new ones that are in the light. They're signing up to WEPs as the new signatories. So it's an exciting, exciting evening. But as you all know, our work only starts now. It doesn't end here. We all have to remember that we've got a huge task ahead of us. Because as I said, we're in an important juncture where if not careful, we could actually undo all the great work we've been doing to achieve the gains that we have achieved on gender equality. Because the global world, the world we live in is a really tough one right now. There's so much conflict everywhere you turn. And on top of that, the climate change impacts, the food shortage that comes from that, as well as energy insecurity, all of those things are compounding on all of us. So it's really, really easy for some to say, let's not worry about gender equality. That's why we, the champions, have to work doubly, triply as hard to say, gender equality is what will lead us to the solutions we need. Gender equality is what will lead us to the region, to the world that we want to live in. One that is peaceful, stable, and prosperous. Work towards that together. Maraming salamat po and mabuhay.
Thank you so much, Ambassador HK, for your moving words. It's true. What we're doing here is we're creating ripples that'll keep growing and growing. And hopefully, again, people will see that it's not just the right thing to do, it is the smart thing to do.
Some interesting things. I agree, Inka. It's a smart thing to do. And you know what? I just like to applaud UN Women and everyone who put this event together and events like this together, because to me, this is new information. You know what I mean?
You're learning. That's great.
I'm learning. No, this is new information. For example, first of all, I love what you said earlier on that we measure what matters, right? And a management principle also is you can't manage what you can't measure.
Yeah.
So when she mentioned the 28 trillion USD added to global GDP
By 2025.
For me, my first reaction is, okay, whoa. That'll go a long way. But next is how, right?
Yeah.
So I'm so interested to get into the nitty-gritty of it. And speaking of which, to share with us the power of the women empowerment principles, we welcome this Filipino entrepreneur and author and one of the earliest champions of the web since 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, let's please put our hands together for Miss Risa Manangkil Trillo.
Thanks so much. Good evening, everyone. It's an absolute honor to be here and to share the power of the women empowerment principles, especially in the local landscape. As an entrepreneur, my journey with UN Women Philippines began in 2020 amidst the uncertainty of the global pandemic. So during this challenging time, women, especially Filipinas, were facing unprecedented challenges economically, emotionally, and physically. UN Women Philippines stepped up by creating safe spaces and support systems for women through online platforms. It was in this context that I began my work with them, and it became clear how crucial gender-responsive action guided by the women empowerment principles truly is. Launched in 2010 by UN Women and the UN Global Compact, the WEPs are an internationally recognized framework that empowers businesses to advance gender equality in the workplace, marketplace, and community. So these 7 principles are more than just guidelines. They're a call to action for companies to lead the way in building inclusive, equitable environments. As I've worked with UN Women over the years, I've seen firsthand the collective impact we can achieve. At the WEPs Forum last year, over 150 participants from across the region gathered in Manila to exchange ideas, strategies, and solutions. And for me, one important message stood out. Equality is everyone's business. From corporate leaders to employees, every individual plays a role in shaping a gender-equal future. Last March, I also had the honor of visiting the UN headquarters in New York during the CSW 68, or Commission on the Status of Women. It was a transformative 2-week experience to see global leaders collectively tackle gender equality. One key takeaway for me was how critical the private sector's role is in achieving these goals. 90% of the impact in this fight comes from the private sector. So that's a staggering number. And it just shows how much businesses can accomplish when they embrace frameworks like the WEPs. Personally, as a mother, equality in the workplace matters because work life and home life are interconnected. The quality of life we experience at work inevitably affects our families and communities. So when companies commit to creating safe and inclusive workspaces, they aren't just empowering individuals. They're strengthening society as a whole. And this year, I had the big honor of being one of the judges for the WEPs Awards. And through the submissions, I saw firsthand how companies have adopted these principles. Every entry that we reviewed was a win for gender equality. It showed us that businesses are not just capable of change, but also driving it. So that's why I believe in the power of WEPs. They're not just a set of principles. They're a way to measure progress, set targets, and hold ourselves accountable. Whether it's through gender-responsive marketing, supplier diversity, or supporting women in leadership, the WEPs offers businesses a clear path to creating impact. I know for many business leaders, the WEPs can seem overwhelming at first. I mean, where do you even start? But the WEPs aren't just about making big sweeping changes. They're about committing to small intentional steps that create safe, inclusive, and equitable workplaces. So this work isn't just about individual achievements. It's about envisioning our collective impact. When we work together, businesses, communities, and individuals, we create a ripple effect that transforms lives and opportunities. So let me leave you with a call to action if you aren't a signatory yet, by signing the Women Empowerment Principles or encouraging your CEO to champion gender equality within your organization. Because equality is everyone's business. And when we all take part, we create a world where opportunity knows no gender. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Risa. And you touched on something earlier on that we're really going to be kind of talking about a lot, over and over later on, which is equality means business. Okay, think EMB. You're going to say this later. You might want to remember that. Okay.
Yes.
Equality means business. And as we mentioned earlier on, this is going to be an exciting event because in the next phase of our program right now, we're going to be launching a transformative initiative, the UN Women Gender Action Lab.
There it is, yes.
GAL. Isn't that swell? This program, powered by the Women's Empowerment Principles, aims to drive innovation and impact for gender equality in the Asia-Pacific region.
Yes, I'm so excited to hear about that later on and all the chats we'll have later. There's a panel as well, so I'm looking forward to learning so much about what's going on with the UN Women Philippines. And now to tell us more about the Gender Action Lab program of the UN Women's Regional Office for Asia Pacific, may we call on stage the International Consultant for Gender Equality and Women's Economic Empowerment at the UN Women Asia Pacific. Please welcome Miss Amy Baum. Amy, welcome.
Hey, Amy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm absolutely thrilled to be here. I've been leading our WEPs Awards at the regional level for 4 years now, and it's my first time to be able to be here in the Philippines for a national WEPs Awards. So I'm really thrilled. I'm going to peel back the curtain just a little bit and give you a little bit of the taste of the journey and the universe of GAL. I'm glad everyone has the lingo down already and what brought us here today and what we're hoping to do together with all of you at the local level and all at regional level as well. So if we could go to the first slide, please. Thank you. So I'm going to give you a bit of an overview and an introduction. So on the next slide, I could talk about this for hours, but I'll try and keep it quick. I think as many of you know, I hope all of you know, our women's empowerment principles really takes a value chain approach. So this is one of the unique value adds of the WEPs. It's not just a framework for gender equality in the workplace. It covers the C-suite and strategic leadership decisions for gender equality, as well as in the workplace, but down into the marketplace as well. So you're impacting women in supply chains, women entrepreneurs in the marketplace, leveraging your influence as a private sector through your marketing and advertising, and also undergirded by a principle on measurement and transparency. As we've heard, talked about the importance, which is something we really prioritize at the regional level as well. So on the next slide, I'm not going to go into all the details, but just to show you that we've been on a journey as UN Women since we started mobilizing the WEPs community since 2019. So we've started with a program called We Empower Asia, many of you may know, that was supported by the European Union. We've had a journey to start the WEPs Awards to capture some of the best practices that were happening. We've worked to develop a transparency and accountability framework towards the WEPs to guide companies to go from assessment and benchmarking to actually tracking and reporting on progress. Worked with ASEAN to develop country and regional action briefs to look at how governments as well and business regulators can leverage the WEPs to drive private sector action. We also do entrepreneurship programming at the regional level because the WEPs covers all size and sector. They cover micro enterprises as well as large corporates. We also in 2022 undertook research looking at the current trends and the opportunities and where we saw gaps and where we saw progress. We brought that last year to the WEPs Forum, and some of the findings coming out of that, we've been working with DFAT, and that's enabled us to start this new program, Gender Action Lab. So on the next slide, again, I'll spare you all the details, but really one of the main things we saw is that uptake and commitment to the WEPs has shot up rapidly. We've actually had more than 1,000 companies join in just the last 5 years. We now have 2,700 in the region. But what we were seeing at both corporate level and from policy and regulatory level is an action gap. We're seeing commitments increase, but we're still seeing companies and also policies when it comes to implementation on the ground, or companies actually setting targets, integrating this strategically into their business models rather than a tick box. There's still a gap. What we also saw was needed to help bridge this gap was innovation. So on the next slide, and this is really a lot the brainchild of our partners at DFAT and also our women's economic empowerment lead who couldn't be here tonight. But we really wanted to start something new, to really bring together innovation, gender equality, and the power of the private sector to drive that commitment towards deeper action. We know the private sector infuses innovation and brings innovation in everything they do, and we want to leverage that, and we want to also help build it into the private sector so that we actually get some of these new models that we can replicate, that we can scale, that we can localize in different contexts, and then help bring us to larger impact. And in GAL, or Gender Action Lab, we're also taking a more concerted diversity and inclusion approach to recognize women in all and gender equality that spans beyond the binary and includes people with disabilities, people who identify as LGBTIQ+, looking at different ages, different socio-demographic status. On the next slide, I'll keep going quite quickly. I know we're at time. We're starting with 4 countries for the Gender Action Lab, with Cambodia, Malaysia, the Philippines, and Indonesia. We'll be working closely also with our partner program, Investing in Women, that you've heard some of the work about tonight. We're bringing together UN Women's expertise and our WEPs brand, which we've been working to implement over 10 years, convening different partners, innovators, and making those connections, and also helping amplify the work the private sector is doing. This is starting for 4 years, and we also already want to co-create it with all of you to span this into a bigger, more sustainable long-term platform. As we really start to get rolling with GAL next year, we also want to hear your ideas and your ambitions and your visions for where we want to go together without limits. So we're bringing together a multi-stakeholder approach and a multi-action approach. On the next slide, I want to just give you an overview of products or pillars that we're going to be offering under GAL. So one of our signature products that you'll see launched next year, and you'll be hearing about very shortly, is our WEPs Corporate Action Labs. This is where we want all of you, many of our WEPs champions, some of you who may be newly joining us tonight, to join with us, co-create new solutions, pilot test those solutions, put on your innovative mindset, and actually come with us in a journey where we're going to take cohort-based learnings through a lab process. And we'll be working in a cohort modality, but also one-on-one, making connections to partners, helping you work through a specific thematic challenge area, where there may be a lab on disability inclusion or on the care economy or promoting women in leadership in the Philippines. We'll also be working at a regional level, looking at how different actors can change systems to have that larger impact. And so we'll probably be working with stock exchanges, with other business regulators to leverage this. We will also run entrepreneurship labs, and we're actually currently running a climate tech entrepreneurship accelerator where we have 2 participating enterprises from the Philippines. So as you heard with Athena, the intersect of climate and gender really can't be understated. We'll also be bringing together research entrepreneurs we work with, other think tanks and academia to develop impact studies, ROI assessments coming out of the labs, and other forms of innovation research. And all of this will also be amplified and supported through advocacy, through recognition like the WEPs Awards and the WEPs Forum. I'm going to leave it here for now because I know we're tight on time. I am happy to share more details with you, and you will be hearing more details in the coming months. But I just want to say thank you to everyone who took the time to apply. Also for the WEPs Awards, I know the application is tedious, and thank you everyone who's taking action and also working day in, day out to drive forward this agenda and to really tackle some of these complex, wicked issues at all levels across the value chain. And really thank you as well to our partners in Australia who have enabled us to really advance this innovative program and co-create this with all of you. So we'll have our WEPs Awards this year, and I also just want to extend an invitation to everybody that is awarded tonight and our WEPs signatories to join us next year. We will have another WEPs Forum. We don't know the location yet, but we'll work into a kind of biannual modality where we have the WEPs Awards one year and then the WEPs Forum next year, where you get to come and join us and further showcase and work with others on the types of actions that you're taking. So I could share more details if anybody wants to come talk to me later. But to dive a little bit more into the local context, I think we're going to hand over next to one of my colleagues at UN Women. And thank you for having me tonight.
Thank you so much for that detailed overview of the Gender Action Lab program, Amy. It really does take a village, to do something like that. It's a very collaborative effort because in the end, it really helps not just women, but all of us.
Yeah.
Truly.
And can I just say, to have women like Amy up there, I was just marveling at how you were just talking about everything, just like point for point, just so quick. So I was thinking to myself, either she's given this presentation like 100 times, or you're just that passionate about it.
Both. Both.
Amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing.
So who do we have next, Justin?
Up next, she's going to speak just as fast. No, I'm just kidding. We had the pleasure,
as well, too.
just as well. Really knows her stuff too. We had the pleasure of meeting with her as well a couple days ago. Our next speaker is the program analyst for the UN Women Philippines' newly launched Gender Action Lab program, or GAL. She's going to be taking us through the presentation of the Philippines' standing in gender equality in the world of work. Without further ado, we present to you Antoinette Tony Santos. Thank you, Tony.
Yeah, thank you, Inka and Justin. Good evening, everyone, fellow advocates of women empowerment. This is actually my first time to speak at a big crowd, so yeah, I usually work behind the scenes, and I'm truly honored to be here with you today, to stand before you today, to discuss an advocacy that lies at the very heart of what we do at UN Women. In our portfolio on women's economic empowerment, we are committed to advancing the agenda through deliberate, conscious, and concrete actions. As what our ambassador has just said earlier, the Philippines has consistently led the way in advancing a gender equality and empowering women in Asia. Our nation ranks high in global gender parity indices, reflecting our commitment to these values. We have established progressive laws and policies that uphold equal opportunities and rights for everyone. Yet, while our legal framework is commendable, the ground reality reveals complex challenges that still need addressing. Filipino women have made significant strides in business leadership, as we can see all today, showcasing resilience and vision in corporate boardrooms and beyond. The percentage of women on boards has continued to grow gradually, reaching 21% as of 2022, according to a study by the Philippine Business Coalition for Women Empowerment. Despite these achievements, women are still not well represented in top leadership roles. In the same study, female CEOs only accounted 13% in publicly listed companies. There are effective ways to break barriers and harness the full capabilities of women, which can significantly contribute to achieving economic development. This brings us, again, to the Transformative Gender Action Lab, or GAL, as what my colleague Amy discussed earlier. GAL is not just a concept. It is an innovative and dynamic platform designed to bridge the gap between commitment and action. GAL seeks to create actionable solutions that address gender disparities at the leadership levels in the workplace, in the marketplace, and in the community. Tonight, on behalf of UN Women, I stand before you to issue a call to action. Businesses hold immense power to be catalysts and change makers in the journey towards gender equality. Companies that make gender equality a top priority tend to be more innovative, they are more valuable, and they are more successful in attracting and retaining the top talent. One pivotal step in this journey is for businesses to become signatories to the Women's Empowerment Principles, or WEPs. WEPs offer comprehensive guidance on how to promote gender equality through corporate action. Currently, over 2,700 companies in the Asia-Pacific region, including 180 from the Philippines and counting, are signatories to the WEPs. The increasing number shows that companies in the region and in the Philippines see themselves as having excellent practices and want recognition for them. At UN Women, we urge all businesses to take an active role in promoting women's economic empowerment. And by doing so, you are not just meeting ethical and regulatory standards, but also carving the path for a more equitable and progressive workplaces. So in closing, let us remember that gender equality is not just a quest for women alone. It is a collective endeavor that requires the commitment and collaboration of all members of society. So together, we can create a world where every woman and girl has the opportunity to thrive and contribute to a brighter future. So thank you, everyone, and we look forward to working with you all in launching this Gender Action Lab. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you so much, Tony. There you go, right? Making it possible for everyone to have those same opportunities.
Yes.
Thank you. And to go even deeper into it, we thought we'd have more of an interactive thing over here. We're going to be discussion on the first innovation lab, focusing on how women in leadership roles can foster innovation and inclusivity in the workplace and highlight Filipinas' power in championing digital transformation. So let's please welcome again, back on stage, palapakan po natin siya, Athena Denise Galao. Yes, a big round of applause for her, please. And also to introduce the panelists for tonight's discussion.
Yes, we have the chairs ready
You
here.
over there? I think that.
Yes.
You look good there. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good over there.
Lovely.
The first panelist is named among the 100 most influential Filipina women in the world. She champions inclusive leadership and innovation, combining operational excellence with a commitment to developing future-ready, diverse workplaces, and has over a decade of transformative leadership in the IT BPM sector. Please welcome the country head of Infosys BPO Manila and chair of Women in Action. Let's please welcome Ms. Ai Campos.
Our second panelist has over 2 decades of international executive experience in technology, holds a degree in electronics and communications engineering from a certification in design thinking from MIT Sloan. As the CEO of Connected Women, she drives impactful programs like Elevate IDA, which offers AI data annotation training and employment opportunities for women in the Philippines. The community has grown to over 200,000 members, upskilled more than 58,000 women in digital skills, and trained nearly 2,000 women in AI and ML. She's also a founding member of the Filipina CEO Circle, a trustee for PPCRV, a volunteer advisor for Ballet Philippines, and passionately advocates for health and well-being. Indeed, her most cherished roles are as mother, wife, and friend. Please welcome the CEO of Connected Women. We have Miss Agnes Gervasio.
Hello, Miss Agnes.
Gervasio, yes.
Hi, Miss Agnes. All right, our third panelist has extensive experience as a litigation and corporate attorney and contributed to the U.S. Aid Trade Project, where she held a key role at the Philippine Competition Commission. Currently, she is the Undersecretary for Legislative Affairs at NEDA and a law lecturer. Her publications cover antitrust regulation and telecommunications law, among others. Let's please welcome on stage Undersecretary Attorney Crystal Lynn Oy. Hello, Attorney. You can say it right over here, yeah? Okay.
Here, yes. And our final panelist is the Chief Sustainability Officer of PLDT and SMART and has been with the company since May 2001. She held various positions, including Investor Relations Center Head and Property and Facilities Management Center Head. She is also the lead advocate of Madiscarte Moms PH. Through Madiscarte Moms PH, she ensures to foster a culture of creativity, innovation, and hard work, empowering mompreneurs across the Philippines to follow their dream, meaningful transformations that extend beyond virtual interactions. Please welcome on stage Miss Melissa Vergel de Dios.
Ms. Muslim. All right, Athena, it's all yours.
Thank you so much. And while I think our servers are serving the food, welcome to the session on the power of Filipinas to champion digital transformation. So we have 4 powerful women in front of us. We have a couple of objectives for this panel discussion, and we're not going to keep you, this panel discussion is not going to be very long. So it's going to be very sharp and quick, but really sweet, I would say. So there's 3 objectives. First is that we want to see how Filipino leaders are driving digital transformation. Second, we want to discuss solutions because we know what the problem is as well. So now it's really time to look at what the solutions are and how we can really find the replicable means for scaling it up. So let's maybe get started already. But before maybe we start, I know digital transformation has been revolutionary. Who here uses digital apps? So far, Grab. Who used Grab to get here tonight? Anyone? No? Lazada? No? I mean, we do, right? So, I mean, in the last few years during COVID, there has really been a push for more digitalization to really drive transformations. So, we can begin sessions. We'll have 2 rounds of questions. So the first round will be talking about the reality check. So what's really happening in terms of digitalization. The second round will be looking at leadership and empowerment in general. So my first question goes to, Yusek Crystal. So we're seeing a lot of companies hype digital transformation. Yet, women remain underrepresented in tech leadership. How are regulatory frameworks evolving to ensure digital transformation doesn't widen the existing gender gaps?
So thank you for that question. I will not pretend to know all the regulatory frameworks out there, but I will just mention some. So first, we have the Philippine Development Plan, which is the nation's blueprint. And that actually includes a lot of strategies to mainstream gender in government. So one of the key things that is mentioned there actually is like, for example, in infrastructure, upskilling of women, allowing opportunities for women entrepreneurship. So with respect to digital upskilling, we actually have a law, the Digital Competitiveness Workforce Act, that aims to identify what are the digital skills gap in the country and tailor-fit programs and interventions that will actually address the needs of specific sectors, including women. And when it comes now to the infrastructure or digital infrastructure that has also been mentioned in the Philippine Development Plan, we can imagine how transformative digital transformation will be, especially for women, if we can have universal access to the internet. And that means, right, so you would have internet access for all provinces, for all municipalities, for all cities. The data for Women in ICT Development Index Survey actually shows that women mostly access internet at home and at work, but there's a higher percentage of women accessing internet at home. They use their smartphones most of the time to access the internet. And you can imagine if we have regulatory reforms that will allow universal access to internet, cheaper internet access, the quality of internet access improving. This will spill over into women entrepreneurship, digital education, digital skills, right? So we need to be advocates, I think, for the foundation or the building blocks of digital transformation, because this has tremendous impact for women.
Thank you so much, Yusa Cristal. I think we do have the PDP as serves as the development trajectory for the Philippines, but there are enablers to be able to facilitate that. I'll head over to Miss Ayi. Just Ayi. Ayi, you're leading Infosys. I mean, it's one of the biggest institutions in the country in BPO. But you also see both the sides of remote work. While it offers flexibility, and we all know this, studies show women bear increased domestic responsibilities while working from home. How do we prevent work from becoming another barrier for women's advancement?
That's actually a very tricky question because it's the home, right? And in any conversation that talks about home, there has to be participation between the woman and the man, or the husband and the wife. So in order for women to continuously be successful despite the working arrangement, there has to be constant communication in the family members to allow for women, or to at least share the load in terms of care at home, right? So I think we need to start taking away mindset that home care is only for women. We have to start taking away mindset that cooking is just for women, that washing clothes is just for women, taking care of the children is just for women. And I think it's that unpaid home care that is not allowing women in that kind of working model to really, succeed. And so participation of the husband in those conversations need to be more active, and the women needs to be more forthcoming to also have those conversations and put it on the table. it can't be, we cannot assume that it's understood, it has to be told. So I think it has to start at the household. Now, companies, we have programs that allows even our employees working from home have equal access to opportunities in the office, equal access to training, equal access to everything, engagement programs. There are programs that are getting launched that are sensitive to either home or office, and it cuts across the working model. And I think that's very, very important. So it's both a conversation at home that needs to happen, and it needs to be intentional for organizations to craft programs that should cross boundaries of whether employees are in office or employees are home.
Thank you so much, Ai. I think you touched upon like the two-pronged approach, right? We also look at shifting a lot of the gender norms within the home, but also shifting all our mindsets and our strategies at the workplace. And the intentionality is something that we really have to take a particular look at to really drive this changes so it works for the women. So, my next question goes to Agnes. Or Miss Agnes? No, just Agnes. Your platform connects women to digital opportunities. I mean, you work with Connected Women and been driving a lot of the work there. But we're also seeing a lot of concerning trends of companies using digital transformation to justify job cuts. How do we ensure digitalization creates rather than eliminates opportunities for women?
Okay. When you embark on digital transformation and your goal is to do headcount reduction, you're doing it all wrong. It's all wrong. Because the goal of digital transformation is to make sure that you deliver efficiencies as well as ensure that your business is competitive. I'm sure everybody here is thinking about, is my job going to be relevant now that AI is here? And people have expressed hesitation about adoption, but we have to think about it in terms of AI creating jobs as well. Even the WEF has said that 97 million jobs will be created, and people say, yeah, but 85 will be lost, right? You still have a 12 million net, and that's on a global scale. Closer to home at Connected Women, it is a testament that AI and technology creates jobs. Our community size is 200,000 at the moment, and we have been able to train almost 2,000 women in specialized skills in AI, and these are coming from underserved sectors. It's very real. It's talking to you that, yes, AI is actually bringing jobs to even underserved women. We are happy to note that we have also brought forth 58,000 women, various digital skills in working with Meta. And I'm calling on everyone here today to please take a look at how do we bring forth more digital transformation with the thinking of inclusivity and making sure that we all are part of the future of work.
Thank you so much, Agnes. I think, yes, the AI revolution is real, and we really have to harness it. I mean, even for us, I think ChatGPT has really been really useful as well to really drive a lot of the work. Okay, I'll turn now to Melissa. Melissa, you're working, of course, with PLDT, but also with the Madiscarte moms. Filipino mothers are increasingly turning to digital platforms for income, yet our social system doesn't recognize digital work as real work. How is this affecting women's economic security, and what needs to change?
Okay, so maybe by way of background, PLDT Home, which is our broadband business, supports Madiscarte moms. And for the foreigners in this room, I don't know what the equivalent in English is, but Madiscarte is like clever. The Madiscarte Moms movement, I call it, the community, was born out of the pandemic. So it was a group of women who I guess wanted to supplement their income. They were tied to the home, and they basically started a community powered by the internet, And that community has since, over the years, on its 4th year, there are now 200,000 women in the Madiscarte Moms community. Now, what is that community about? Maybe I'll share an anecdote of how simple businesses have started because of a Madiscarte mom. There was one of the awardees at the last recognition ceremony where there was a girl who had 3,000 pesos in her wallet and she needed to buy medicine for her son. And then when she got to the drugstore, the 3,000 was gone, right? So she said, what am I gonna do? So Madiscarte, clever mom that she was, went to her closet, took out her old clothes, sold it at what she calls, her business is called HTP, half the price. She sold it and she raised 7,000 pesos. So she got the money for the medicine, she had capital for the business, called all her friends and said, baka you have old clothes, let's put them together. And she actually, from the 7,000 pesos, her latest income now is 7 figures. So that is really something that's born out of creativity, something that was born out of need, something that a mother at home who has multitask, because I guess the traditional role is you're in charge of the family. Whatever you do, don't forget the family. But those are the characteristics, I think, that really empower women. And for companies like PLDT, it's not enough that you connect people, right? You have to make sure that they have digital skills. They know how to use the internet, so we have lessons that teach them how to create their own websites. We also teach them about the dangers of the internet. So we make sure that they are aware that there are dangers like scamming and fraudsters and all that. But as they say, it takes a whole nation. Now, the Madiscarte Moms movement is a very supportive movement. So it started out as small businesses, but at the last awards, what was very heartwarming was some of the awardees were inspired by some of the women who were on the community much earlier. So when they saw that can be done, maybe I should try, and they did try and they were actually recognized. And I think one of the things that was also common to all of the winners who were recognized was the support of their husbands or their partners, right? Women cannot do it alone. Of course, there's several successful single women, but I think for those who have the fortune of having partners, one of the key successes is also a supportive partner. And I think when we were in a huddle earlier, while we're talking of women today, I think an important part is also maybe getting the men engaged to us, to the movement, to change the stereotype that maybe the woman is in charge of the house, but maybe the man can be a partner, an equal partner in caring for the family, in raising livelihood for the family. So that's what Madiscarte Moms is about. It's about supporting, it's about encouraging, it's about modeling, and it's also about teaching the other members of the community so that they can go forward. So I think that's something that we do at PLDT in support of the Madiscarte Moms community.
Hello? Yeah, it's back. Thank you so much, Melissa. I think you've identified 3 key things that has to be done: community building, capacity building, and really still consistently across our panelists is the need to change norms within the home. So I'll head to USEC Cristal again, because the government really plays a critical role to give that enabling environment for this to thrive. So how can NEDA, as a regulatory body, better recognize and support the value of care work in our increasingly digital economy? That's a very big ask, though.
Okay, so NEDA is not actually a regulatory
It's
body.
true, it's policy making.
Yes, so we're more on the planning and coordinating aspect. So there's a lot that NEDA is doing. Of course, under the PDP, we want to increase the labor force participation rate of women. And there are conversations right now on part-time work, as well as, of course, the PCW is doing the framework for care work as well. And all of these will be submitted to NEDA, to one of the NEDA committees, which is the Social Development Committee. And it will form part of the updating for the PDP next year, as well as the Trabaho para sa Bayan plan that NEDA is currently finalizing. There's also, of course, the importance, which I emphasized earlier, on promoting and advocating for reforms in the ICT sector in terms of digital infrastructure to improve access. So you'd have more internet connectivity for women that would otherwise be unable to enjoy opportunities, economic opportunities because of care work. So I think those are the key main things that NEDA is currently working on.
Thank you so much, Yusek Cristal. I think the recognition of remote work has been increasingly being uptaken by the government, and that's a good start, I think, in shifting the work. Okay, I'll head over to Agnes. So we know that Connected Women shows that the Filipina has the skills for digital work. I mean, Madiskarte Ma'am has basically 200,000 under their, and then also with Connected Women also has 200,000.
You have to join forces.
But they're often stuck at the entry level. What's really, so the question is, what is really holding women back from tech leadership?
Oh goodness, that's a question that has been asked year after year after year. I was having a conversation with Boots Garcia earlier, and she was telling me that, can we talk about what we have accomplished so far? And I think the conversation in the stage today has talked about partnerships, right? We have to have partnerships at home. We have to have partnerships at work. It does not only belong to the women, because we have always been stereotyped as the people who would be doing everything. You know, I was talking about it earlier. When mommy and daddy suddenly has an emergency, who's going to be called? It's going to be biggest sister. When the kids have something happening, who are they going to call? Mommy, right? So there's a stereotyping that is happening, and I think it flows into the workplace wherein there's gender bias. And because there's gender bias, there's lack of representation, and then there's lack of role models. And the list goes on. And I think it's incumbent upon all of us to make sure that we take the first steps. It's from the time that we're babies, you know, baby girls and baby boys have to be taught that there's no stereotype between women and boys, that if you can do it, I can do it too, right? Like I said, I hope we have a conversation next year on what we have accomplished. You were talking about the percentage of numbers that we have gone down on the ranks, and I hope it's a different story that we will be talking about next year.
Thank you so much, Agnes. I think we've discussed socialization at an early stage, really shaping like how we look at our roles and responsibilities in society. So I think that's a good place to start. But I think your second point on really looking at the metrics and like trying to measure and being accountable in terms of shifting norms. So I'll head over to Ai. I mean, you've navigated both the traditional work and also digital transformation leadership. What outdated leadership models do we need to disrupt to create truly inclusive workplaces?
So I probably will answer that differently. I won't talk about the outdated leadership models. Instead, I'm going to talk about what I think, or what we think in IBPAP, are leadership competencies that are necessary to develop in today's generation of leaders. No? So today, and I'm just excited to share, we launched the ITBPM Next Gen CEO Leadership Program. And we are actually covering 6 competencies in that program that is going to be focused in terms of development in preparing the next gen CEOs of the IT-BPM industry. And what are these competencies? Number 1 is self-awareness, right? So it's so important for leaders today to be self-aware of what we can do, what our vulnerable are, and be authentic and transparent with that, right? So aside from that, we also are talking about innovation and transformation as a leadership competency, because again, we are in the world of digital transformation. I think it's going to be to difficult for the leaders to navigate the future unless that leader is well aware and averse of what leadership transformation is, innovation is like in organizations. We also talked about inclusive leadership. Today, I think, our workforce is very unique. So we have multi-generational workforce, from baby boomers like me to to Gen X, millennials. So, and again, the multi-generational workforce have totally different motivation, different intent, right? The motivation drivers are very different. And so the leaders need to be very conscious to make sure that this multi-generational workforce feel that they all belong and that they're part of the organization. And besides that, right, so the gender diversity, the ethnicity, and so on and so forth. And the workforce nowadays is so unique and so complicated, so you need someone who's really inclusive and who understands inclusivity to drive a successful organization. We also said that resilience and agility is so important for the leaders today. There's just too many things happening, too many changes. Who knows? And we don't want. There could be another pandemic. Hopefully not. Or any other thing that could happen in the future, right? And you need to be agile to react. You need to be resilient to be able to navigate what's going to be in front of you. And, it's so important that those attributes or competencies are actually developed. Executive presence is also very important because the global conversations, when you're in a global organization, you represent the country. You don't only represent yourself, you represent your industry, you represent your company. And so those conversations need to be compelling. So influence, communication, and executive presence are so key to have a leader also drive a successful organization. So I think those are some of the competencies that we believe in IBPAP that are so key for leaders to have in navigating and creating a successful organization.
Thank you so much, Ai. So there's 6 competencies that are, I guess, interoperable because they have to exist. It's not just one. Yeah.
They have to exist together.
Exactly. Okay, this is my last question for this panel, and this goes to Melissa. Your community shows mothers are natural innovators and leaders. How can organizations better tap into this potential instead of seeing care responsibility as a liability?
I guess there's an unconscious bias and the stereotypes that the mother remains at home. I guess what it is we just need to be able to showcase and encourage people to say that you're allowed to dream, right? While your role might be this, you can dream to do better. And I think one way of maybe showing people what the opportunity is to recognize those that have been successful. Sometimes success is not being an executive in the office, it's being a successful entrepreneur. That's acceptable as well. I think the old stereotypes are, you have to go to office, you have to be an employee, you have to rise through the ranks. But I think today's success is defined differently. And I think for those of us who are fortunate in this room, we can be role models to the little women, the little girls that look up to us, and we can maybe show them that they can dream. I think it also starts with education, so that, at the young stage, I think it was mentioned earlier, the stereotypes are broken at that early level. At the formation stage, we need to be able to say that, maybe the traditional role is this and that, but there's no shame if you're a boy and you do laundry. There's no shame if you're a girl and you do your kuya's job. And I guess there are mothers among us in this audience. It's also up to us to nurture our children, to be able to empower them, to actually tell them, go ahead and dream. Go ahead and aspire for something bigger, better. And then I think what's also important is when you aspire for something, I think sometimes kids today don't know how to fail. right? When at the littlest sign of failure, I guess the boomers are a little more resilient, me included. We've gone through adversities, but the Gen X, they're all about success. And little hiccups, they give up. So I think what we need to build is also resilience. We need to be able to be there to support if they fail and say, try again. And I guess the community that the Madiscarte Moms is all about that. It's about support, it's about role modeling, it's about demonstrating that I can do it, you can do it, and if there are any failures, we're here to help. We'll see how we can help. And then it's also about education, which is PLDT's role. Teach them, equip them with tools and digital skills. So I guess, maybe it's a multi-faceted response, but it's, again, whole of nation approach. It's not one answer, but it's all of us working together.
Thank you so much, Melissa. Can we give everyone a round of applause, though? That was an amazing panel. Thank you so much. I think what we've really realized in this session is that, please take a seat first. But I think we'll have a picture taking at some point. But I think there is so much more opportunity for digital transfer. Talaga naman, ready na tayo. Ay, meron ba? Talagang ang digital world talaga. May meeting sa gabi. No, but it's really an opportunity. You can maybe, sige ma'am. Okay lang. No, but it's really an opportunity. Digital transformation is really an opportunity to transform and not replicate the same inequalities that exist currently in society. I think you've highlighted really good points in terms of partnership building, to show modeling, to show how failure looks like. But also we looked at harnessing the diversity of the workplace now, because there's so much diversity in the workplace that all of us needs to learn from each other, and also maybe shape how we want to go forward. So with that, I would like to call on maybe our host. And maybe one more big round of applause, please, just to wrap up the session. Maraming salamat po.
All right. Actually, ladies, before you go down, could you take one big group picture?
Yes, please.
And to everybody who's not holding a cell phone, can we please give them a big round of applause? Our lovely panelists. And of course, thank you so much, Athena, for moderating that discussion. And for having so much class that even when she's posing for a picture, looks at me to smile at me to acknowledge my comment.
Now that
Now
is
that
a
is class.
moderator.
Now that is class. Thank you so much. Another big round of applause for them, please, ladies and gentlemen.
Can you imagine, that's just the first part of what's happening in this momentous occasion. There's going to be another chat later on as well.
Another chat? Yeah, there's going to be a fire somewhere here.
On the side.
And then they'll be on the side of the fire. We're going to have a fireside chat.
Yes, there you go.
Yes. So we've already done, thank you for acknowledging my joke as well. We've already done our photo op, okay? So thank you so much again to Athena for making that. Now it's pretty much time for us to get into the meat of what we're doing here tonight, Inka.
Yes, we are finally able to kick off the awarding ceremony. Yes. Tonight we will celebrate the businesses and the leaders who champion gender equality. These outstanding entities have successfully adopted the WEPs framework, showcasing their commitment to fostering gender equality across leadership, workplaces, marketplaces, communities, and transparency in reporting, ultimately building a more sustainable and equitable future.
That's right. And with that, we would like to thank our judges who played such a pivotal role in choosing the most deserving business champions for these awards. I'm sure it's very difficult.
I'm sure it wasn't easy.
This judging process, right? A lot of thought and heart goes into that. You know what I mean?
Yes, because every one of the people nominated did an amazing job.
Exactly. Yeah. And so thank you to our amazing judges. We'd like to acknowledge you one by one. Our first judge is a Filipino entrepreneur, author, and a UN Women Champion. Once again, let's just acknowledge Ms. Risa Manangkil Trillo. Big round of applause.
Our second judge is the Philippine Commission on Women Chairperson, Miss Emerlita Valdevilla.
Hey. Our third judge is the Dean of the Ateneo School of Government, Dr. Randy Tuaño.
Our fourth judge is the Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer of the Philippine Stock Exchange. A round of applause for Attorney Roel Refran.
Thank you so much for being part of this, attorney. Our fifth judge is the head of the UN Resident Coordinator's Office in the Philippines. Once again, Mr. Mattia Kovac.
And finally, our sixth judge, currently serving as a senior advisor of SGV & Co. and the first woman career diplomat to serve as Secretary Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Philippines and in Asia. We have Ambassador Delia Albert.
Woo! I love it. We have a little dance as well. It's a little left and right. I love it.
Tonight, we recognize the exemplary initiatives that promote the advancement of gender equality and women's empowerment, illustrating transformative efforts aligned with the WEPs at a local level. For the first trophy of the night, we wish to call on Miss Maria Aurora Boots Eotina Garcia for the Gender Responsive Marketplace category.
All right. Let's have a big round of applause for Miss Boots. Good evening, Miss Boots. Let's see right over here. Another big round of applause for Miss Boots, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, sorry for that technical glitch. Good evening, everyone. I'm so pleased to see a lot of you attending tonight's events, which is just a demonstration of how strong you are committed as well to this advocacy that we're working hard for. So it is my privilege to present the Gender Responsive Marketplace Award. This category celebrates organizations that understand that true market transformation happens when we embrace women's empowerment throughout the entire value chain. In today's business landscape, being gender responsive is about empowering women at every touch point. This award recognizes companies that are revolutionizing their approach to supplier diversity, championing women entrepreneurs, and creating marketing campaigns that challenge stereotypes rather than reinforce them. Is this the slide? Is there a slide supposed to? Come on. Okay. Justin, you are supposed to say something, according to my idiot.
It was just to tell us more about it. You were doing that already, so, I mean, you know. Miss Boots, let's go, Miss Boots.
So am I supposed to say your part? Yeah. So, well, I might as well, as women are apt to do things fast anyway. Okay. So to hand over the trophies, I'd like to welcome on stage a strong supporter of gender equality and DEI, Her Excellency, good friend, Ambassador HKU. And I believe a representative from UN Women. Ladies, may I request you to come on stage, please, before I announce the winners. Okay, so, of course, as in Miss Universe fashion, we start with the second runner-up. So the second runner-up for the award for gender responsive marketplace is, do we have a drum roll? That's kind of weak. Are you hungry? Okay. So anyway, the second runner-up is Concentrics Philippines. So let's give them a warm round of applause. Congratulations to Concentrics Philippines. Do we have the trophy somewhere? Congratulations, Concentrics. Let's give them a round of applause, please. Thank you. Let's move on to the first runner-up. So the first runner-up for the award for gender responsive marketplace is, drum roll please. It's a very familiar name to many of us. A little bit of, excitement. So it's the Manila Electric Company or Meralco. Again, congratulations, and may we have the representative come up the stage, please. Can we give Meralco a round of applause, please? Thank you, Meralco. And finally, of course. Okay, finally, let's await who the winner is for the gender responsive marketplace. Drum roll, please. Sounds better for the winner, a little louder this time. Anyway, the winner is ProLife UK Philippines. Let's give them a round of applause, please. And may we have the representative? Of course, no less than the chairman of the board of ProLife Philippines, Nanette Lavares. Congratulations. A round of applause for the grand winner, ProLife UK Philippines.
At this point, if we could hear a few words from our champion.
ProLife is very proud to be declared champion for this category. We've worked hard to really be very inclusive, not just with our products, in the workplace, and in everything that we do. Mabuhay ang ProLife.
Okay, a big round of applause this time. You've had your dinner, so you have to have more energy. Thank you very much. I think I'm done. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, actually, so for all of our winners of that category, could we ask you to come back on stage for a group photo, please? Once again, calling our winners from that category. Thank you so much. So the winners from this category, just a little bit more time away from your food, okay? We need you on stage for a group photo.
Yes.
Thank you.
All our winners, please, once again, would we please come back to the stage so we can get a group photo that we can commemorate for everybody. Yes, once again, would all the winners come back on stage so we can get a group photo for everybody. Thank you so much.
If you're holding a trophy, that means you. All right, thank you so much. Another big round of applause for them, please, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to all of our winners. I think it's time for us to get to the second award.
Yes.
Inka.
Coming up, the second award, we would like to call on the chairperson of the Philippine Commission on Women, Miss Emerlita Valdeavilla, to please come up on stage and present the Community Engagement category.
Chair Ermi. Chair Ermi, everybody.
Stand here, they cannot see me. Good evening, everybody. How are you? Mabuhay po tayong lahat. As chairperson of the Philippine Commission on Women, it gives me great pride to present the Community Engagement and Partnership Award. This category recognizes organizations that understand that gender equality cannot be achieved in isolation. It requires sustained collaboration, meaningful partnerships, and deep community engagement. We evaluate how organizations partner with NGOs, international bodies, and community groups to create sustainable impact. This award celebrates companies that go beyond traditional CSR to create transformative programs that address systemic barriers to women's empowerment. These champions show us that when businesses truly engage with communities and build strategic partnerships, they become powerful catalysts for social change. Please show this slide. Justin, you're supposed to say something.
Please tell us more about it. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. We're excited to know the awardees for this category and to hand over the trophies. May we call once more Her Excellency Ambassador HKU and the representatives of the UN Women. Drum roll, please. Okay. Aren't you excited? The second runner-up for the Award for Community Engagement and Partnership is Fujitsu Global Delivery Center, Philippines. Please come up the stage. Congratulations po. Another round of applause, please, for the Fujitsu Global Delivery Center, Philippines. And now, for the first runner-up for the Award for Community Engagement and Partnership, we call on our awardee. Drum roll, please. Yes. PDB Plus Architecture. Congratulations. Please come up the stage. Congratulations. Another round of applause, please, for PDB Plus Architecture. Thank you so very much. Congratulations for that much-deserved award. And now, for the winner of the award for Community Engagement and Partnership, drum roll, please. The winner is Manila Water Company. Please come up the stage and receive your trophy. Congratulations po, sir. Palakpakan po natin muli.
And now let's hear a few words from our winner.
Oh dear, this is truly a surprise. Ooh, good thing I had my dinner already. But thank you very much, the UN Women and the organizers, and to the fellow folks who are around here. You know, this really is an award that is an affirmation of I think a 27-year legacy. And I think it really shows that we're all on the right path. Very interesting messages earlier on. And I think that will really just fuel our resolve to continue on to greater things together. Mabuhay po ang mga kababaihan. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, congratulations. Please do stay on stage, and we'd like to call back on stage our winners for this category for one big group photo. Chair Ermi, join us in our photo, please. All right, congratulations once again. Let's give another big round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations once again. Congratulations. Okay, now what do we have next, Inks?
Coming up next, Justin, this next category, we would like to call on the Dean of the Ateneo School of Government. We have Dr. Randy Tuaño to talk about the transparency and reporting category.
So good evening, everyone. Good evening, Inka, Justin. Good evening also, Ambassador, and also representatives of the UN Women. I'm deeply honored to present the Transparency and Reporting Award. At the heart of the evidence-based progress lies robust data and honest reporting. Elements, as we know, drive sustainable change in gender equality. For the awards for transparency reporting, we recognize the business champions who value transparency as a critical aspect of the WEPs framework. By monitoring and publicly reporting on their gender equality efforts, these champions allow stakeholders to hold them accountable and track progress. Let me just say, as a judge, I find, at least for myself, I found the quality of reports that were given to me actually very substantial. And I hope that the reports, again, for the coming up WEPs Award will be of the same or even higher quality. And we're also impressed by the number of businesses that also we've reviewed. And we hope that we have also the same number also in the coming year. This commitment to transparency fosters trust and showcases a genuine dedication to inclusivity. And for the awards for transparency and reporting, Her Excellency Ambassador HKU and our representatives from UN Women now will give the awards. The second runner-up for the award for transparency and reporting is drum roll and flashing lights. Okay, it's SM Investments Corporation Leadership. Congratulations. Congratulations again. Let's give SM Investments Corporation a round warm of applause. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Let's go now to the first runner-up. The first runner-up for the award for transparency and reporting is drum roll and flashing lights, please. Fujitsu Global Delivery Center, Philippines. Congratulations. May we have the representative of Fujitsu again? Okay, let's give him a round warm of applause, please. Okay, thank you. Well, I don't think it's no wonder, who the winner is, so the company is related to has some relation to data reporting. And now the winner for the award for transparency and reporting is, drum roll and flashing lights. HSBC Electronic Data Processing Philippines Incorporated. So congratulations. And a very good report, actually, if I may say. Okay, let's give him a round warm of applause for HSBC. Okay, let's hear some words.
Yes.
Good evening, all. Thank you for this recognition. On behalf of HSBC Electronic Data Processing Philippines, I'm honored to receive this award. And we will continue to advocate for diversity, inclusion, and we will continue to support all the activities. Thank you.
Congratulations to all the winners, and thank you, Dr. Randy, for gracing us with your presence. We would like to invite all the winners in this category to please go up on stage for a group photo.
One more photo. Smile. All right. Another big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for all of our winners. Congratulations. Thank you so much, Dr. Randy, as well. And kudos to Dr. Randy for cueing the flashing lights, too.
Yes.
I really appreciate that one. Thank you so much to our presenters as well.
Very helpful and thorough indeed.
He's very observant, very observant.
Yes.
That's why he became a doctor, I think.
Yes, yes.
Now, as we continue with the awarding ceremony, I think it's time for us to hear what the next generation of transformative leaders think about the future of work in the Philippines.
Yes.
And how we, as business champions, we're business champions. Congratulations, fellow business champions.
Thank you.
We as business champions can empower the next generation of the workforce through tonight's Fireside Chat. That's right. So we've come to the more interactive part of our program again, ladies and gentlemen. May we call on the Fireside Chat moderator for tonight. We're so honored to introduce her, honestly. She's a television host, writer, and advocate, and she serves as UN Women Philippines' advocate, championing gender equality and women's empowerment. She is also the co-founder of She Talks Asia, a women-focused organization and impact society. She finally figured out kung paano nga ba gawin to. Ladies and gentlemen, let's please welcome Miss Bianca Gonzalez Intal. Good to see you.
You know, they also have a podcast.
Exactly. Yes, exactly.
Great podcast to listen to. And now to introduce the panelists for tonight's discussion, we have the CEO and co-founder of Evident, an organization that blends grassroots community experience with strategic communications, focusing on empathy and purpose-driven solutions. Her NGO background with the Conrado and Ladislaua Alcantara Foundation shapes her impact-focused communications approach. Please welcome on stage Miss Cecile Dominguez Yuhiko.
Welcome on stage, Ms. Cecile. Up next, our next panelist is the Chief Country Executive of Carelon Global Solutions in the Philippines. There are compliments about the dress over here. I agree. I love
Beautiful,
your dress
yes.
as well.
Everyone's dressed so well tonight.
Our next panelist drives strategic initiatives and fosters a culture of agility and innovation. With over 20 years of experience, he has led operations and business development teams across multiple countries and organizations including Strabe, T-Tech Holdings, Convergys, and Sykes Asia. He's a creative writing graduate from the University of the Philippines and blends operational expertise with a passion for creating thriving work environments. Without further ado, let's please welcome on stage Nikki Agkawili.
Our next panelist is the Senior Vice President of Operations at PSG Global Solutions. She has driven the company's growth from 20 to over 4,500 employees. Awarded the PMAP Exemplar Award in 2017. She is also president of Find Human Resources, leading initiatives in talent acquisition and operational excellence in the BPO sector. Additionally, she founded the Victoria Heartstrong organization, promoting empowerment for underprivileged young women, and co-authored Becoming Sheroes to support these initiatives. Recently, she was appointed president of TALA, bringing together top talent acquisition leaders to share best practices. Let's all give a big round of applause to Miss Monica Maralit.
And with that, take it away, Bianca.
Thank you very much, Justin and Inka. As you can see, we have high chairs. So this will be a quick fire chat talaga. We have an ally and two women to talk about the future of work. Syempre, we're awarding all these categories because in the future, we hope that more and more companies, organizations will adopt these principles. Okay, Nikki, perfect addition to this panel as he drives workplace innovation through enabling cultures in his work at Carelon. And then we have Monica championing next generation talent as well as authentic leadership at PSG Global Solutions. And of course, Cecile redefining leadership through empathy and purpose at Evident. Now, paano nila ginagawa yon? Diba? Big words, but how's it really done? So I wanted to start with Nikki. Nikki, you break traditional workplace norms at Carelon. Again, big words, pero yan lahat is to really develop a more enabling environment for everyone working there. So how do you approach that?
No, perfect question, Bianca. I think, and I was listening through the discussions earlier, it's great that we're having these forums, no? But at the end of the day, and I always say that, you know, being a certified mama's boy, it's always about actions. So at Carelon, we strive to take these small steps or baby steps. So and I continue to learn a lot. We talk about working moms, and there's a difference between working moms and single working moms. That much I've learned and I appreciated. So we've been very intentional, Bianca, about the smallest actions that we do, one of which would be a cross-collaboration or job shadowing program.
Job shadowing
Correct,
program. Okay,
correct.
what is that?
So it's great you asked it because we've noticed while in our industry, where Monica are from, the BPO, 55% of our frontline leaders are women, but as you move up, that number decreases. So what we're solving for is creating opportunities for not just for single women, but across the spectrum. How do we open the gates? How do we get women to get promoted at the highest levels? So the job shadowing program is a perfect example. And it's tied up with what we call one of these programs for single women or single moms, where your schedules are no longer a constraint. So while majority or predominantly women work night shift, so we know that the tasks at hand are different compared to working moms or married mothers. So we give them that flexibility. So while a lot of the companies to date are pushing for return to office, we push for hybrid. We push for single mothers to have a very flexible schedule. We work with them very closely so that they can focus their time whether I'm on training or I'm at home. So very, very intentional, very, very specific, Bianca.
Wow, it can be done. Amazing.
It can be done.
Okay, I'll go to Cecile right here. You heard her intro earlier. So, must development work, NGO work, community grassroots background. And now that you are running your own marketing and PR agency naman, how has that background affected being a purposeful and authentic leader? Again, buzzwords, pero what does that look like in evident?
So I think my background in the development sector has really shaped who I am as a leader, and it's because it was in that work that I was able to work with so many different stakeholders, and the exercise of when I think about how do I advocate for change, how do I become influential, right? How do I motivate? How do I change behaviors? It really starts with a deep understanding of where the other person comes from. And I think when we work in communities and the development sector, it's such a strong exercise in empathy, and it's empathy that is then directly connected to how we design the programs and the impact that we want to drive. And so I think that foundation, and for people who have kids in high school and college, I highly recommend interning and trying out work in the development sector because it's a really wonderful foundation, and I don't think that's said enough. But I think it's that exposure and that experience helped me, I guess, be very agile in understanding many different contexts and backgrounds. And so when I built my company, it allowed me to have a lot more intention and understand, and even in communications, right? Like understanding all these different nuances and experiences that then influence, right, how there's a message that you deliver, but how is it received is really based on each person's individual history, context, etc. So I guess in summary, it's by having a diverse background and also through that recognizing the importance of really bringing in a lot of different people with a lot of different experiences into my company. I've seen that as one of our superpowers, and the more that I can cultivate a real diversity, not just of backgrounds, but people being comfortable in sharing diverse opinions in the workplace, that has really strengthened and made not just our work better, but also our organization much healthier.
Susundot lang ako ng very, very quick kasi syempre that's the ideal setup, di ba? All our organizations are diverse. Pero in your organization, how does that implicate cost and profit? Kasi di ba, at the end of the day, a business is a business. How do you see that?
I think, so even the word diverse, right, there can be so many different definitions. So I think that's first the question, right? I think it's, okay, how do I define diversity in my workplace? It's experience, but I think it's actually what the lenses and the perspectives people bring to the table. So you can have on paper a diverse workplace, but does that turn into diverse ideas and diverse conversations? So I think it's worth evaluating how we define diversity and how it's actually really showing up not in the data and the numbers, but actually in the conversations and the things that are driving the company. And I think and that's where I think the math will start mathing more. So it's not, in the tables and the sheets, it's actually like the content of what's happening. And that's, I think, where the business case really comes in. And that's where I think the question becomes, what does my organization's health really look like? And am I really welcoming diversity into the work and not just, from a reporting standpoint, perhaps?
And to put into context, the math is mathing, I guess, basically means the numbers will make sense. Tama ba ako? Okay. Let's go to Monica. Talent development, that is something that a lot of the workforce now coming into an organization, yun ang hinahanap nila, di ba? How can I progress? How can I grow? And how are you reimagining that now, especially that the workplace demands are increasing?
I think there's, well, thank you so much, by the way, and I feel like we need flashing lights and also a drum roll. But thank you so much for that question, too. I think for talent development and looking for, I think traditionally, when you think about talent development, that means a progression moving up and moving up. But that's not always the case, and a lot of the people from the generation right now is looking for not just to move up the corporate ladder, that's the way they see it, but they're looking for skills development and enhancement and things like that. On top of that, they want to make sure that the work that they're doing makes a difference somewhere in the world or somewhere in their world. So they're looking for an actual purpose or a meaning. So in order to do that, you kind of have to marry kind of your skills development, your talent development, along with this is the reason why you're here. This is the reason why you're doing this. So beyond your everyday work that you do, whatever it is, for us, it's recruiting at PSG Global Solutions. Everything we do is around recruiting. So it's not just, talking to a candidate, trying to get them to accept a job or finding the right candidate, and every day it's just over and over. You're really looking at changing somebody's life. Because when you ask somebody, hey, are you interested in this job? That means taking them from the current job and moving them to another job. That's a very personal decision that they're making. And when they make that decision, it's not just for themselves, it's potentially for their families, it's for, their future family, it's for their career development. And so that's one of the things that we have to realize with what we teach our team is really, you're learning something here that's beyond just your skills, but it's also about your purpose and also what you're doing for somebody else.
I guess that's also the big difference of the workforce now versus then. It's really about purpose for a lot of them. Just a quick question also, Monica, because I read in your bio that in PSG Global Solutions, it's like the best place to work, a happy place to work. And I guess in a nutshell, how do you keep people working for you happy?
It's really hard.
It's very hard. No quick hack, but what tip can you give everyone where to start, I guess?
Where to start? I think, everybody thinks it's giving them the right compensation, it's giving them money, but it's not. It goes back to a purpose and a meaning to what they're doing, because that's what people are looking for now. Am I doing something on an everyday basis that actually means something? And it's from there that you kind of grow and kind of develop the different programs and different things that matter to them. I think the other thing that really kind of drove that title was that we continued to work from home. We were a remote-first workplace. That's changing now, though, because of the demands. Like you said, that the demands of work are actually changing. And more, a lot of our clients, a lot of our executives are looking to bring them back to the office. And to be fair, I'm of old school, I'll be honest. I'm from Generation X. I have kind of a penchant to also be in the office, to actually interact, to see people. And people right now are like, do I really need that? But it is somewhat needed to be where your teams are. To be a really great leader, you have to have presence, and you have to be where they are. So that's one of the things that you have to keep in mind is, where is it that they are? And that may mean that you change the way you work. It might not necessarily mean you ask them to come to the office, but you bring the office to them. And if you ask me a question later about how I'm going to disrupt that, I'm going to answer how we're going to do that.
Oh, okay. We're going to make time for that. But right now, we're going to go to a lightning round because we promised it is a quick fire chat. We'll start from this side, Cecile, going on to Nikki. Quick answers. One traditional workplace norm you are glad to see is changing. Cecile.
Normalized, now we've normalized taking time off for whatever reason.
Okay, Monica.
I think going back to a hybrid work, I think that's really good too. That gives us a lot of opportunity for ourselves, not just to take some downtime as well. We don't have to sit in traffic for 2 hours, but also opens up the workforce for us, because traditionally we would have worked just within a particular area. Now we can go outside of that, and we can tap into talent outside of the area.
Right. Nikki.
Very quickly, Bianca. So we talked about innovation as well. It's embracing vulnerability. In the past, and we talked about busting silos, breaking those silos, and breaking the stereotypes, that it's okay to be vulnerable, because without vulnerability, there can never be creativity or innovation. So that, we're very proud.
Yeah, love the answer. See? Rounds of applause there. Next lightning round question. Your bold prediction for the future of work. I know there can be answers, but Cecile.
Okay, so I'm gonna build off of what Nikki said, because that's actually another thing that I think is coming up. Is the bold prediction is that to be an effective manager or a leader in the future, you have to be very comfortable with emotions, the whole range of emotions, and that is gonna show up everywhere in work and in life, but at work. And so the skill set of being very comfortable across the whole range, I think that's the next big thing.
So good. Okay, Monica.
I'm going to tap into that too, being part of it, inside out too.
Yes, exactly.
I think that's absolutely true. And we were taught to leave your emotions at home, and especially for men. They're not supposed to show that, they're hurt, they're vulnerable, they're, disappointed, none of that, right? But I think that the more and more that we are open to seeing that as leaders, we're okay to see you cry. Nikki, it's okay if you cry. All right. I think that it also will strengthen us as leaders.
Yeah, interestingly, Bianca, and for everyone here, we talked about AI. There's just so much hype, so much fear. There's this Harvard research, I forgot the exact name, but the fearless predictions are 46. And because we're in health research, or we're in healthcare, Carolyn Global Solutions, we're going to see shorter work weeks because of automation. There's going to be much more time spent in leisure. By 2050, there's going to be, and I'm very optimistic, so I'd like to think that there's going to be longevity, just because of where we're in, again, healthcare, health research is going to provide you just better quality of life. So those are just my hopeful and fearless predictions.
Yeah, these are such comforting predictions to know. As a last question to all our leaders tonight, your advice to young leaders wanting to drive change. Again, can go so many ways, but Cecile.
Okay.
Actually, leaders of all ages who want to drive change. Your advice, Cecile.
I think change can be messy. Change can be really hard. And change also comes with making mistakes and failing. So don't be discouraged when it doesn't work out the first, second, the third time around. If change takes a long time, and that's okay. And then second, I think it's build your community. So same thing with change. you can't do it alone. And the more you're able to build a community of people who align with your purpose and your values, it makes the work much more fun and much easier.
Thank you, Cecil. Monica, this is the time to answer that disruption question, because that is advice to a lot of leaders here to want to start to go into that direction but don't know how. Your advice to them?
For that, I would say just be brave. You know, I was watching a TED Talk, and it was about how girls are taught to be perfect, but guys are taught, or boys are taught to be brave. And so I would say, and that's why they tend to, you know, they fall down, but they're able to get back up. So, and whereas, you know, women, we grew up to thinking, wait, I have to be perfect before I do something. So I would say that we should just be brave, just go out and do it, fail fast, and fail first, and be able to change accordingly to do something like that. So, you know, one of the things that we're going to be trying to do is, you know, again, bringing the workplace to our employees, which actually means, you know, we're going to have kind of floating sites. So we're going to have microsites floating to where our employees are, which means it's not going to be static, and we'll actually be moving our sites every month or so. So we're never going to be in the same necessarily place, but we are going to our employees. So that may fail, but we're going to try it anyway. We're going to be brave.
Nice. Thank you, Monica. And of course, Nikki, your advice.
After listening to today's session, I thought about just one skill, rising skill. Regardless of generation, if we're Gen X, baby boomers, what we need to learn now is that ability, regardless if I fail, if I experience difficulties, setbacks, if I have to get into a difficult conversation, I have to be able to rise again, rise up, and get on to that next day. And just that rising skill, nowadays, it's tough to find. So we need to be able to hone and develop that, and I call it the rising skill.
Thank you, Nikki. And with that, let's give a big round of applause to our leaders who certainly are the future of work. They know the future of work. Thank you so much, Cecil, Monica, and Nikki.
All right, thanks everyone. Let's have one big group photo for the participants of our Fireside Chat. Thank you so much, Bianca, for leading that. And smile. All right, another big round of applause for our Fireside Chat participants, ladies and gentlemen. You know, a lot was said, but for some reason, what really stuck to me was to normalize taking time off.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Everything needs to be compartmentalized, because if we want to be 100% effective, which is always the goal, we also need to make sure that we get the proper amount of rest.
Oh, so hard to do that, though.
I
You know what I
know.
mean? Especially when you're in the thick of things with work and there's just momentum and all that. You start to time, like, when do I take my time off?
Yeah.
If I do take my time off in this particular period, am I going to be missing out on this or that, right? So
Mhm.
maybe we should normalize also talking about this in the workplace. You know what I mean? Like maybe your
Yes.
HR initiatives can head this and be like, you know what? You have to take a vacation. It has
Absolutely.
to happen.
And everything else, we were so delighted to hear all of their insights about how we can empower and support the next generation of the workforce. Again, another round of applause for that brilliant Fireside Chat.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
And now to present the next category, we have Attorney Roel Refran of the Philippine Stock Exchange video.
Good evening, Ambassador HKU, UN Resident Coordinator to the Philippines, Gustavo Gonzalez, former Ambassador Delia Albert, Chair Ermelita Valdevilla of the Philippine Commission on Women, and other distinguished guests. It is an honor to be a presenter at the Women Empowerment Principles Awards and to be presenting an inaugural award, which is the Innovative Financing category. Starting this year, WEP Awards will be recognizing companies that demonstrate their commitment to gender equality by developing innovative financial solutions in order to empower women. And this includes creating gender-lens investment frameworks and funds, or even issuing gender bonds, and designing financial products aimed to support women-led business initiatives. The Innovative Financing Award recognizes institutions that dare to reimagine financial systems and transform how capital flows into one that opens up opportunities and limitless possibilities for women. Their bold approaches to gender-lens investing and innovative financial instruments demonstrate and show to us that when finance meets vision, we can accelerate gender equality at scale and thereby make a difference.
Thank you so much, Attorney Roel. So sorry that you couldn't join us here today, but Justin and I are here to help.
We are now officially presenters, my friends. Wow. We're
Yes.
leveling up in the world, I think. Thank you. Thank
And now
you.
to hand over the trophies, we would like to welcome back on stage Her Excellency Ambassador HKU. We also have Miss Amy Baum and Miss Tony Santos.
Big round of applause for them, please, ladies and gentlemen. And with that, we also have the honor of announcing the winners.
Right?
Yes, yes. I've been waiting for this all day, actually, right? This is like the peak of my importance in this program tonight. So let's get to it.
Yes, let's do that. The second runner-up for the award for innovative financing is... Mint's Gcash.
Congratulations, Mint's Gcash. Once again, congratulations to our second runner-up, Mint's Gcash. If you could just stay on the side of the stage over here for the group photo op later on, okay? Okay, and now it's time for us to announce our first runner-up for the award for innovative financing. Congratulations to UBX Philippines Corporation. All right, congratulations, guys. Once again, congratulations to our first runner-up for the award for innovative financing, UBX Philippines Corporation.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the winner for the award for innovative financing. Applause for Vilgrel Philippines.
There you go. Hey, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Let's hear it one more time, ladies and gentlemen, for Vilgro Philippines. After your photo op, we'd like to call on all of our winners in this category.
But first, we would like to hear a few words from our winner.
Yeah, after the words. Yes.
Wow, thank you so much. I mean, great honor because we are a very small company with big, audacious goals. Thank you so much for this recognition, you know. I was actually thinking that we were probably going to be the runners-up, and I was like waiting anxiously for the earlier announcements. But this is a huge recognition for us. It took me about, I think, 4 years and knocking on many, many doors to, eventually set up the blended financing facility to support women entrepreneurs. So it was a very hard journey to get things going, but we are just getting started. So we'll take this as a huge encouragement to, continue to unlock financing for women entrepreneurs. I just want to acknowledge our co-creators and partners, Exchange Philippines, and all of our investor partners, the financial institutions, the impact investors and angel investors who are part of this facility. And more power to the women entrepreneurs around this country. So thank you so much for their support.
Congratulations once again, Vilgro, Philippines. And now, in this category, one big group photo, please. All right, another big round of applause for them, please, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to all the winners in this category.
So, Justin,
yes,
I believe
Inka.
we have another category. Let's make our way over here.
Over here, okay, because there's going to be a different presenter this time, not us, okay? I'd like to invite the head of the UN Philippines' Resident Coordinator Office to present the Gender Inclusive Workplace category this time. Let's please welcome Mr. Matija Kovac.
Good evening again. So in line with the UN's commitment to leaving no one behind, I have the honor to present the Gender Inclusive Workplace Award. This category embodies the fundamental human rights principle that inclusive workplaces are not just good for business, they are essential for sustainable development. We recognize organizations that implement comprehensive approaches to workplace equality, and this award celebrates those who align their practices with international standards while adapting to local contexts, from ensuring equal recruitment and fair compensation to addressing systemic barriers that women face in the workplace. And now Justin says,
Good evening, Matija. Yes, tell us more about it, please. Yes.
exactly. No. You're supposed to say who's going to hand over the awards.
Yeah, tell us more about this category. Who's going to do it? Yeah.
So the colleagues from UN Women and of course Ambassador Yu. And now the awards. Let's first see who is the second runner-up for the award for Gender Inclusive Workplace. HSBC Electronic Data Processing Philippines Incorporated. So congratulations to the second runner-up. Moving on to the first runner-up for the award for Gender Inclusive Workplace. Drum roll. Drum roll. Teleperformance in the Philippines, the first runner-up. Congratulations once again. And now, the winner for the award for Gender Inclusive Workplace is, let's try this again, Schneider Electric Philippines. Congratulations.
Congratulations, and now let's hear a few words from a representative from Schneider Electric.
Thank you for the award. Really proud and really excited to be part of a company that values all genders and who empowers all of us to really perform and really share of ourselves. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, thank you so much, Schneider Electric, and to all of our winners. Please come up on stage for one big group photo. All right, congratulations again. Got some big smiles over here. Well deserved, of course, Inka. And now, Inka, what's up? What's up? How you doing? You good? You chilling?
I'm
You chilling?
good.
Very
I'd
nice.
be happy to tell you about
The
our
next category.
Yes.
Perfect.
Coming up next, for the next category, we have another great one. I'm looking forward to this, as I was for each and every one of those. This one is the Leadership Commitment category, and it is my privilege to introduce the presenter for this category. Please welcome Ambassador Delia Albert.
Let's hear it for Ambassador Delia, ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry, I lost my cue. It doesn't normally happen, but I think tonight it did. But I just want to say how impressed I am with all the speakers I heard this evening. Makes me feel hopeful for our country and hopeful that we get back to the top 10 in the World Economic Forum Gender Equity Index. We lost it, but we used to start at number 6. Now we're 26. So listening to you all tonight, I think we'll get there. Thank you to all of you. I think I was introduced briefly a while ago, but my script says I have to read it. As the first woman career diplomat to serve as Secretary of Foreign Affairs of the Philippines and in Asia, it's my distinct honor to present the Leadership Commitment Award. This category recognizes individuals who understand that transformative change starts at the top, with leaders who don't just advocate for gender, but embody it in every decision and action. We celebrate leaders who set strong corporate commitments and create progressive policies that advance women's empowerment. This award honors those who use their influence to create systemic change, inspiring others through both words and actions. Their commitment proves that when leaders prioritize equality, and I firmly believe in gender equality, they don't just transform their organizations, I have to tell you that the Philippines has a world record of women ambassadors. Women who reshape entire communities. Thank you.
Thank you for that. We would like to announce the winners.
Surprise. The second runner-up for the award for leadership commitment is... Aha, her name is familiar. She won, she was a finalist in the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur, Women Entrepreneur Award. Guess who? Ruth Owen of Upgrade Energy Philippines Incorporated. The first runner-up for the award for leadership commitment is, and this is good, is equality at work. J.V. Emmanuel Jocat A. de Dios of Manila Water Company. And now, the winner for the award for leadership commitment is Irene Capane of Schneider Electric Philippines.
All right, now let's hear a few words from Miss Irene.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, UN WEPs Awards, for the recognition. I'm really honored. This award is not solely mine. It is an award that's jointly, it's an effort by the entire leadership team of Schneider Electric Philippines. Some of them are actually here with me. Thank you. Equality is one of our 11 sustainability commitments, and it's reinforced by our core values, inclusion. No? So as a female leader, I am fully aware of the challenges that a woman encounter in the workplace, and therefore it's important for us to make sure that our workplace is really inclusive, especially for Philippines, where 45% of our workforce is women. No? So thank you so much for the recognition, and congratulations to Jocat and Ruth.
Congratulations. And yes, please go to the center for your big photo opportunity. All right, congratulations once more. Another big round of applause for them, please, ladies and gentlemen.
And thank you so much, Ambassador Albert, for bringing our presenter for this category.
And Ambassador, I love your energy also.
Yeah.
She really just does this everywhere she goes. Thank you so much, Ambassador. And just like that, we're down to our last category. So let's give another big warm welcome to the first Secretary of the Australian Embassy in the Philippines as he introduces the SME Champion special category. Let's please welcome Mr. Daniel Simpson. Mr. Daniel, it's all yours.
Good evening, everyone. It's fantastic to see so many people tonight, and it's an honour to present this last prize. And of course, the last is the best, as we all know. Small and medium enterprises are the backbone of so many economies, and when they champion gender equality, they create ripples of change throughout communities. And particularly for the Philippines, where I think over 99% of registered businesses are in the micro, small enterprise category, that's a particularly powerful body of potential change there. The SME Champions Award celebrates smaller organisations who prove to us that meaningful change can come from organisations of any size. Through creative solutions and dedicated leadership, they pave opportunities for women's advancement despite the resource constraints that many of those enterprises face. Their success proves that commitment to gender equality isn't about the size of your organisation. It's about the size of your vision and determination. I would like to now announce the first runner-up for the award for SME Champion. And I think I need a drum roll and some flashing lights. Educine Production Corporation. Could you please come to the stage?
Congratulations once more to Educine Production Corporation.
Congratulations. And now we come to the last winner of the evening. For SME Champion is the Spark Project. Thank you.
Once again, the winner for the award for SME Champion. Congratulations, the Spark Project.
Hello, good evening, everybody. We would like to thank you and women, and of course, our partners who believed in us, and also for all the women entrepreneurs, leaders, and change makers that we work with. You're the ones who fuel our mission to help each other and further this advocacy. Thank you so much.
Congratulations to the winners of this category. Would you please pose for group photo?
Okay, and speaking of having a photo with your awards, could we have you
Please
stay on
remain
stage
on
first?
stage first.
All,
Thank you.
everyone who won an award tonight, okay, from all the categories, can we
All.
have one giant group photo
Yes.
right here on stage?
Anyone holding a trophy, please come up on stage. Let's have one big group photo.
If you're holding 2 trophies, all the more you should be on stage. Once again, if you won an award in any of these categories, please come on up. We're going to have one big group photo of all of our winners, okay? Come on down.
Once again, we would like to get all the winners tonight from all categories, as well as the presenters for all categories, to please come up on stage to join the photo. Once again, all our winners and all the presenters. So if you presented an award tonight, would you please join us on stage for the group photo?
And just so you know, after we take the photo, we're going to take a quick video of you just like waving, okay? Just a heads up. Congratulations once again to all of our awardees. All right, we have one more. Before you go anywhere, all of our awardees.
video,
we have our
please.
over here. Okay. What do you want to do? Wave lang? Okay, so in the count of 3, we just want you to wave and smile, okay? Smile and wave. Ready? Okay, hold on. Well, I guess you can do a little bit now. Yeah, wave a little bit into this one. Yeah. We got lots of cameras tonight. So this one first.
Wave and smile.
Not to be confused with bend and snap.
Show those
Okay, yeah,
beautiful
here.
trophies and those beautiful smiles.
All right, this camera here in the middle. Just wave. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go! There you go. Your beauty queen moment. Let's give them a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. All of our awardees, all of our
Once
presenters.
again, congratulations to all our winners.
Thank you so much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as our awardees are heading back to the respective tables, we are going to be doing something very, very important in just a few moments, okay?
Yes.
We might even say that this is the highlight of tonight, as the whole reason why we're here tonight is because of the WEPs, right?
I know.
And so, we've reached a very special moment in tonight's celebration. But, you know, Inka, I'm sure, especially as a Filipina, you're just beaming with pride right now, aren't you?
Absolutely. I have goosebumps all over. I just can't believe that I'm witnessing all these powerful women and these powerful men alongside us really doing our best to keep the ball rolling, to keep the fire burning, to make sure that this movement benefits so much more people. Isn't that amazing to witness tonight?
It is, it is. And also, I love that they've been referring to me as a male champion. That makes me feel great. So thank you to the UN for dubbing me as a male champion. I'm very, very, very happy to accept
You are
this
dubbed.
award. Okay.
And we've now reached a very special moment in tonight's celebrations. Once again, we have the WEPs Commitment Ceremony. This is where companies take a bold step forward in championing gender equality across their organizations.
The women's empowerment principles represent more than just guidelines. They're a powerful commitment to creating workplaces where everyone can thrive. And tonight we welcome 29 new organizations joining. Yes, a big round of applause. 29 new organizations joining over 180 companies in the Philippines who believe that equality means business.
Yes, absolutely. And now to share her powerful perspective on what the WEPs mean for business transformation, please welcome the Chief Operating Officer of IBPAP and co-governor of Women in Action, Miss Celeste Ilagan.
Let's continue the applause. Yes, yes. I like how it's sort of like a pageant. Like, okay, she goes this way over here.
Once again, Miss Celeste, welcome on stage.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you. It is my privilege to make this statement of commitment in support and in commitment to WEPs for the dynamic and flourishing IT BPM industry, with many members here this evening having received awards and making a commitment by signing up to the WEPs. So here is the IBPAP IT BPM statement. Tonight, we make a bold statement as representatives of the IT BPM industry and leaders determined to shape a more inclusive and equitable future. Through IBPAP's Women in Action in IT BPM, in partnership with UN Women, we declare our unwavering commitment to advancing gender equality and building workplaces where everyone, regardless of gender, can lead and thrive. This commitment is not just symbolic, but also actionable. Early today, we launched the Elevate program, a transformative step to empower women leaders to step up confidently into CEO roles. The Elevate program creates pathways, breaks barriers, and fosters a new generation of leaders who will redefine success for our industry. The IT BPM industry is no stranger to innovation and transformation, and our greatest transformation yet is ensuring that leadership reflects the diversity, talent, and potential of our workforce. WIA has embraced this responsibility, and tonight, we ask you to do the same. This is a defining moment for us leaders, and let us not wait for change to happen. We need to lead change. Together, we can ensure that the IT BPM industry is not only a driver of economic growth, but also a global model for inclusion and leadership excellence. Let us set an example, let us lead with courage, and let us make equality our legacy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Celeste. And at this time, we'd like to introduce our new signatories. So as we call your name, please join us here on stage. Our ushers will be guiding you throughout the whole thing as well. Ms. Celeste, I believe you're going to be toward the middle of the stage. Or you can hang out with us first over here until we have more of our signatories up on stage, all right? So first and foremost, from IT and Business Process Association of the Philippines, we have, of course, Ms. Celeste Ilagan. Yes, congratulations. Another big round of applause. Yes, another big round of applause. And from Infosys.
From Infosys, BPM, renewing their commitment to the WEPs, we have Miss Maria Rodora Ayi Campos.
We also have from Carolon Global Solutions, Miss Judeline Murillo.
From StratPoint Technologies, Miss Jackie Binayan.
From Evident Integrated Marketing and PR, Miss Cecile Dominguez Yuico.
Coming up next from Vilgro, Philippines, we have Miss Priya Tachadi.
From HSBC Electronic Data Processing, we have Mr. Pradeep Siva Das.
From UBX Philippines, we have Miss Kiara Ocampo.
From Teleperformance Philippines, Miss Tanya Famador.
Coming up next from Edoxine Production Corp, we have Miss Gloria Achuela Topue.
From SM Investment Corporation, Miss Sarah Miranda.
From Pru Life UK, we have Miss Angelica Lavares.
From PDP Plus Architecture, Miss Kathy Saldana.
From WTA Architecture and Design Studio, Miss Rebecca Plaza T.
From DynaQuest Technology, Miss Gail Macapagal.
From Genfinity, we have Attorney Michelle G. Dueñas.
I believe this is going to be the front row now, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So once again, from Genfinity, Attorney Michelle G. Dueñas. And from Global Process Manager, Miss Maria Cecilia O. Gamos.
From ING Hub's BV Philippine branch, please welcome Miss Hazel Zaide de los Santos.
From EY Global Delivery Services, Miss Maria Elizabeth de Guzman.
From AXA Asian Market Services, Miss Anne Catherine Emedolan.
From Capital One Philippines, Miss Missy Alias.
From Swiss Bell Hotel International, Miss Lenny Cortez Palacio.
From Coral Agri Venture Farm Incorporated, Miss Melissa Manuel.
From Velray Real Estate Services, Mr. Raymond James Velasquez. Coming up now from the Henry Hotel, Mr. August Samala.
From Microsourcing Philippines, Miss Liza Inchong. From Trends and Concepts Interiors, Miss Lenny Bantiling. And finally, from NNIT Digital and Life Sciences, Miss Mary Grace L. Rosales. Do we have all of our signatories up on stage? Okay, we have all of our signatories on stage. We can maximize the stage, yeah, over here. All right, for the cameras, you're in the Philippines, which means we're all about the photos and videos over here, okay? Now, each of our signatories has received a WEPs pin, a symbol of their commitment and their membership in this growing community of change makers. We invite you to partner with a fellow signatory for our pinning ceremony.
Yes. Partner up with each other. There, the pins, I believe, are being passed.
We need one more pin over here, please.
Yes.
You can give one to Inka also. I'm just kidding. No, you have to sign up. You got to sign up. There's a whole process. Maybe next year, Inka. Okay.
For sure, for
okay,
sure.
Okay. All right, so we got to partner up, and you can pin each other.
And now, this pin represents not just your individual pledge, but the support you'll both give and receive on this journey. As you pin these symbols on each other, remember that the path to gender equality is one we walk together.
Now, earlier we told you that there was kind of a key phrase that we were all going to say together, and that is equality means business. So in a while, we're going to prompt everybody to say it all together once they're done with the pins, okay?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, you pin it.
I love this partner
Not
pinning.
on the donkey. Yeah, it's
No.
on your partner.
It's a great partner pinning thing because you're not just doing it to yourself. It's kind of signifying that we're doing this together. You know what I mean?
It's a pact. It's a pact of
pact.
sorts, Inka. All right. So once again, it's all for the photo and video. So for our taller participants, could you be in the back? Okay.
Arranged by height.
For our taller signatories, can we stay here in the back? I'm just going to stay here just, to help you out, all right? Just
Use
for blocking
Justin
sake.
as your beacon.
Yes. I am your male champion, don't forget. Yes. Okay.
There we go. Step forward. And now for our group photo.
I got to join a group photo. It's awesome.
Oh, nice.
Please go to the front, ladies. Yeah.
Perfect.
All right, so we're taking another photo over here. And like we said earlier on, we're going to say this together, all right? The phrase is, equality means business. To our signatories, those three words, equality means business. So in the count of three, can you guys say it? This is a practice run, okay? 3, 2, 1, equality. Nice.
Okay,
now we're going to do it for the video. Okay, here we go.
Good practice run. Ready on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, all right, let's give them a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Thank you. And to everyone in the room, we believe that you also have a web spin. You also have a web spin with you?
Everyone
Very
else
nice.
in the room should have also received their WEPs pin. And we would like to invite everyone to use this WEPs pin of yours and join tonight's signatories to show your support.
So we're going to give you a moment to pin it on. Can you raise your hand if you have your web spin? You got it? You have your web spin? Nice. It's in a nice ribbon. We can untie the ribbon now. Yeah. There should be one in there, okay?
There.
And then we're going to partner up. In the Philippines, we like to play bato-bato pick. But right now, or rock, paper, scissors. But right now, we're just going to do the web pinning, okay? All right, so we're requesting everybody to kindly pin that pin on your partner. Pick a partner.
Yes. Once again, we're doing this to show solidarity with our signatories for tonight, because this is something that we do together.
if by any chance your partner has already left the building, you can pin it on yourself and join another table, okay? We do see some photos being taken over there. Yes, we highly encourage that as well. Once again, this is about standing in unity with each other and making that commitment and showing everybody about
It's
it,
all
right?
about support.
We're all in this together.
Yes.
As the High School Musical cast likes to say. I won't do the dance. Inka might do the dance later, all right? It's with to the clap and all that, all right? So if you happen to have your pins, and if you're ready.
I believe so.
I
feel
it.
I feel it. I felt that.
Yes.
Everyone was done and ready. And now I would just like to encourage everyone to take a look around this room. This is what commitment to change looks like. This is how we build a more equitable future together, one organization at a time.
And having said that, we'd like to request for everybody to please rise. Everybody please rise. Everybody please rise. And we're going to say this together, okay? We had that key phrase already. So standing up should help us with the energy and everything. Remember, the cameras are rolling, all right? This is for the video. Ladies and gentlemen.
And for us.
And for us, of course,
And
of
for
course,
us.
of course, of course, of course. For one final declaration of our shared commitment, everyone in the room, what we're going to say is equality means business, okay? EMB, equality means business. What are you going to say? Equality? You guys are so good at that, okay? So we're going to do it. And the count of 3, we're going to say it as loud as we possibly can. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Business! Okay, congratulations, everybody. Thank you so much. Let's give everyone a big round of applause. And to all of our new WEP signatories, another big round of applause for all of our new WEP signatories. Congratulations, guys, and thank you.
I believe we've also already had the group photo for all our signatories. Remember that this photograph will serve as a testament to your commitment to building a more inclusive future for all.
Once again, thank you so much. You may now all take your seats again. And as we come to tonight's, as the end of our celebration here tonight, it is our absolute honor to introduce again our closing speaker, who will leave us with some final words of inspiration and reflection. Miss Athena, if you could join us up here on stage.
For our closing messages.
Our OIC Country Program Coordinator of UN Women Philippines, Miss Athena Galao.
But hi, everyone. I know everyone's so tired, and thank you so much for sticking with us until the end. We really, really appreciate it. Can we please give everyone a big round of applause because you have stayed until 10:22, I think, at this point. Pero maraming salamat po. Ito nga po ay simula pa lang ng gawain. Medyo mahaba pa ang ating tatahakin. So sama-sama po tayo. Kasama niyo po ang UN Women for the next stages of your work. So we will be here and we will continue to lean on you as you can lean on us. And we'll see you in the next forum or in the GAL celebration. So thank you so much and safe trip home.
All right, thank you so much, Miss Athena. And once again, congratulations on everything, okay? And as we draw to a close, we want to extend our heartfelt thanks to everyone who made tonight's event a resounding success. Congratulations. Thank you so much. From our key partners and stakeholders to our esteemed guests, your participation and enthusiasm have been truly inspiring.
Truly.
Thank you. Tonight, we've celebrated remarkable achievements, shared powerful insights, and forged new paths toward gender equality and economic empowerment.
Yes,
Inka.
and I love it. We should carry on forward the momentum that we got here today, embracing our roles as champions for women empowerment. Together, we are building a future where everyone, regardless of gender, has the opportunity to thrive and contribute to a more inclusive and prosperous world. Thank you so much for having us as your hosts tonight. My name is Inka Magnaye.
And my name is Justin Quirino. Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
And have a good one.